Okay.
Thank you for your comments. I want Burzine to respond from London to that with just one point. This is about as ironic as your concern about global health after having caused the COVID epidemic, after having invented the COVID virus in your labs in Wuhan. And don't get provoked. Don't walk out of the debate, Mr. Leung, because I want Burzine to respond to you. And I think the mask is off as far as China is concerned. Burzine, what are your thoughts on this? The bigger global play that is being speculated about.
Chinese C-700 missiles, Arnab, were intercepted by Israel in 2014, which were being delivered with Iranian Fajr missiles from the Syrian port of Latakia. So the Israelis have experience of this, of the Chinese having supplied Hamas, not just financially, but also militarily. So that's point number one. Point number two, asking Israel to conduct a ceasefire is asking it to stop self-defending itself. And according to international law, that is simply not on. Israel has every right to continue to do so because Hamas is not asking for a ceasefire. Hamas only wants Israel's destruction, along with Iran. And China can sit ambivalently about it and say it has no stake in the matter. But that is simply not on. 5 senior Hamas commanders have been killed as we go on air, Arnab, including the deputy head of Hamas intelligence, Shari Baroud, who was responsible for the operation on 7th of October with Yahya Sinwar, the top chap in charge of Hamas currently in the Gaza Strip. And Ismail Haniyeh has been asked to leave Turkey after 7th October, who was obviously there because Turkey could not guarantee his security anymore. And of course, in all probability, he would decamp to Doha, which of course brings me to Doha, which, like Pakistan, if you remember, is our strategic non-NATO ally. And it's high time Washington and London realize that we need to press down and in fact double down on Doha, which has been the Club Med of terrorism for the last decade. The Taliban, the Hamas, everyone in the Islamic world finds a resort in Doha to hold themselves up and be sustained by the Al-Thanis. And we need to clamp down on this. Doha, exactly like Pakistan, runs with the hares and hunts with the hounds. It has the largest CENTCOM base, Al Udeid Air Base. At the same time, it's got the Taliban office, and Hamas, Khalid Mishal and others, the top brass, are comfortably ensconced there. We need to come down very heavily on Doha, and what has happened to these retired Indian sailors, the current death sentence that has been passed yesterday, is simply Qatar lashing out and showing its Islamist credentials for what it's worth. It is not an honorable arbiter, even though those 2 Israelis were senior citizens were released in the last few days. Qatar and Turkey are both vying and jockeying for Islamic power in the region and to show that they can manage to do something. But Israel knows only too well that they are dishonorable arbiters. So that also needs to be squarely put in place. And finally, Arnab, the Iranian foreign minister yesterday, in fact, this morning, New York Times, very casually mentioned, and one is struck when Foreign Minister Amir Abdollahian says that 6,000 Palestinian prisoners ought to be released so that the Israeli hostages can be freed. One wonders, why is Hamas not doing the talking, but the Iranian foreign minister posits this point, which also tells you that Hamas has been, like Palestinian Islamic Jihad, under Tehran's control for a while as such. And please note, final point, Arnab, finance for Hamas does come from Qatar and elsewhere, including taxes on goods that are transited through Gaza, through southern Gaza from Egypt. That is the source of income. But all military hardware that Hamas currently holds in its arsenal is all to be traced back to Tehran. Thank you.